Today, we're going to talk about how a practical light can be used to motivate. Oh, and that light, once it motivates, your light game is going to elevate. And once your light game elevates, brothers and sisters, we going to celebrate. So stay tuned, we're going to talk about how to light a scene with just a practical and how to use that practical as motivated lighting. If you didn't get a chance to watch the last video about practical lights, now would be a good time to go watch it and then come back. All right. If you don't have the time, let's go through it real quick. What is a practical light? Basically any light that you can see in your frame. All right. So a lamp, a street light, a candle, a fireplace. How can you use said practical lights? Well, you can use them to light your whole film if you really need to. If you're on a budget, just use lamps. Just use what you can to light your scene, to light your film. The other way that we use it is as motivation for your film lights. You want the viewer to think that the whole scene is being lit from a lamp, but you tucked away a film light in a corner somewhere, and they'll probably never know. You know what I mean? The other way you can use it is to create depth in your image, right? And as cinematographers, as probably just filmmakers, if you're doing this on your own, we want to create that depth. We want to create that 3D image. And today, that's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to do today. Before we do anything else, let me remind you, or let me introduce myself. I'm Paul. I am a cinematographer. All right. I work on short films. I work on some of my own short films. I'm going to link it, I think, over here somewhere. Watch it. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Subscribe. Hit that little bell thing so that you can see when I make my next short film or when I make one of these YouTube videos. All right. I would greatly appreciate it. We just going to jump right into this. My lovely wife is helping me out. I'm at home and she sat on the edge of this couch and she threw this lamp, or I threw this lamp on her, and it's just a regular light bulb in here. Okay. I got it as bright as I can get it. I got her as close as I can get it. And what it's doing is lighting up the side of her face. This is what you want to do when you use practical lights, is get the subject as close as possible to your light source, because these standard lights, they're not going to be bright enough. You can't just tuck them away somewhere. You can't push them back. All right. So make sure you get your subject super close. Make sure that you position the light in a way where it kind of wraps around the face a little bit. All right. Because you don't want it to just be on the side and then the whole other side of the face falls into darkness. And just remember, you got to shoot on the shadow side. We talked about that before. And then you should be straight. All right. You want to use a lens that you can open that aperture up, because you're not going to be able to get a lot of light. On top of that, what you want to do is you might want to raise your ISO a little bit. That's not the best scenario, but if you're just working with these regular light bulbs, then you might just have to do that. The last thing is we got a little, a candle in the frame. That's providing a little bit of light, but essentially what it's doing is helping us with the depth part of things. All right. What you want to do is throw some lights here or there to kind of help the viewer understand that there's space behind your subject, in front of your subject, to the side of your subject, whatever. You want to create a foreground, middle ground, and background if possible. And that's what lights do help you do sometimes. Lights do that, color do that, or color do that, color does that. So yeah, just remember that. You can use a candle. You can use another lamp if you got it. All right. So if you're stuck in a situation where you just got to make something, all you got is practicals, just get all the lamps you can, all the bulbs you can, hit up everybody. All right. And then you should be straight. So now that we did that, let's work with this motivated lighting. What we did is you want to use your key source here, which is this lamp, and you want to augment that with a film light. Okay. Now that lamp is serving as your motivation for your film light. Okay. So then what I did is I grabbed an Aperture 300D. I put a light dome on it. I put a grid on it. I can't remember if it was a 1.5 stop, I think, of diffusion on it. And I tucked it away and I put it in a position where I can make you think that the light was coming from the lamp. And that's what you want to do. You just want to position it in a way where it's coming from the same direction. You want to make sure that it is the right color temperature, that it matches the color temperature of whatever your light source is, your practical source is. Make sure you're doing that. And what I did to do that is I added a CTO, which is a color temperature orange gel, to my 300D. And then I actually switched out the regular light bulbs and I put some B7Cs on there. So that's actually beneficial because then you can just change the color temperature, whatever you want to change it to. And you can kind of work with the, you know, how bright the light is. I meant to mention that before. If you're in a situation where you can't do that and you have to adjust your light bulb, go to Home Depot, you know, and get those dimmer switches. I think they cost like $10-12. Just dim whatever light source you have. Everywhere I go, I have 3, 4, 5 of those. You want to do that because you don't want those lamps to be super hot, and you want to make sure that it's, you know, it looks pleasing in the image. The next thing I did, I added a 120D in the back room somewhere, and I tried to make it look like moonlight. I added a color temperature blue gel, a CTB gel to the light, and then I just kind of kicked it into the hallway to kind of make it look like some moonlight or something was back there. It kind of helped with the separation, kind of helped with the depth, and the color itself helped with the depth too. So that's basically what that light's there for. The last thing that I did is I added a couple of these Aputure MCs into the mix. You know, I took one that I just kind of bounced off a wall in my kitchen to kind of help fill that space up because it was getting kind of dark. And then I used one behind the candle. So the MCs have these effects on it, like a fireplace effect, a fire effect basically. And I use these all the time. I hide them behind candles, and it just kind of like increases the brightness, the output of the candle, right? And you can't really tell that it's not the candle. So, you know, outside of that, that's all we really did to kind of help take the scene from, you know, just the practical to tricking all of us into thinking that it's just practical. So I think what I'll do here is I'll show you what it looks like with each individual light, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap stuff up. Yeah. So hopefully this helps. We lit a scene with just the practical, and then we use that practical to what? To motivate, you know. And once we motivate, the light game, it elevates. And once the light game elevates, now we can celebrate. You know what I'm saying? So let's celebrate. Let's be happy that we took our light game up to the next level. Okay. Don't be sad if you don't have film lights right now. You know, I didn't have film lights in the beginning. And we got to work our way up to that. So let's just use what we got. As we can see from the example, you can light it with just a practical. You can make it look pretty good. If you got a good story and you can make it look somewhat decent, then you know, you'll go places. You know, just work hard. Don't give up. Don't get down on yourself because you don't have fancy things just yet. You know, we all got to start somewhere, like I said. So hopefully this video helped. If you got any suggestions, you got any comments, you got any, I don't know, anything. If you just want to talk to each other, talk to me, let's do that in the comments. Like this video, subscribe, hit the bell because I'm making more videos. And then, I don't know, share it too if you want. But if not, it's cool. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. All right.